Are you sick of those slow export times? Are you tired of Premiere Pro crashing? How about that expensive subscription payment for all those apps you don't even use? Well, boy, have I got the answer for you. I hope you liked that intro, but seriously, in this video, I'm going to be telling you why I use Davinci Resolve and not other editing softwares. I get asked a lot still what editing software I'm using and why I don't use others, so I figured I'm just gonna make a video about it, even though it seems like everyone else has. We're all bored at home anyway, so why not? Also, I'm testing HLG today, and I've never used it before. So some of these shots might look rough, I'm not sure, but I've been using F-Log a lot, and I tried a modified Eterna lately, and yeah, I figured I might as well throw HLG in the ring right now. So enjoy this video. Let's talk about why Davinci Resolve and why not other software. Okay, there were 5 reasons that I left Premiere Pro to go to Davinci. So here they are in a quick, no particular order list. Number 1 and number 2. Number 1, I did not like having to pay monthly for all of the Adobe apps. I don't like subscription models, and I also don't like that there is no videographer option yet built into Premiere's or Adobe's subscription model. So I was paying for every single app available because I wanted to have Premiere and Lightroom, and I wasn't able to just have both of those unless I was paying for single apps. So I was wasting a bunch of money. I don't like subscriptions, and also I didn't use all of the other apps Adobe offers. Number 3, I had not bought into Premiere yet. I hadn't invested significantly. I started with Premiere from the beginning, and I just really didn't take a headfirst dive. So I never bought transition packs. I didn't buy After Effects packs. I didn't learn After Effects. And so there really was no attractiveness for me about the Premiere system. I hadn't like memorized all the shortcuts on the keyboard and everything. So there was no buy-in for me with Premiere. The 4th reason is one that I think everyone can get behind, and that is Premiere gets more and more bloated, it seems like, with every single update, and it becomes less and less stable. Stability is a huge issue when you're talking about editing software. If I can't get through an edit without my software crashing a handful of times, that is not a software that I want to be using. So I just had too much stability issues, and it seems like every update it got worse, not better. And so yeah, I couldn't do that. This last one might actually be the reason that I left. It was the needle that, what is it? What's the phrase? This was the straw that broke the camel's back. I got so tired of the export times. I shoot mostly wedding films, and on average they're somewhere between 4 and 8 minutes long, and I would export a 5-minute wedding film and it would take 20-ish minutes, and I wasn't even doing impressive transitions or title works or After Effects, anything like that. This was straight cut wedding films with a color grade on top and maybe a very basic text title. And the render times were just horrific. I was so tired of waiting and exporting and hoping that it wouldn't crash in the middle of an export and me, be off doing something else because I'm waiting, and then come back only to find that it hasn't finished. So that was really the final straw for me. This test is nice and easy on HLG, well-balanced room, and I'm going to talk about why I don't use Final Cut Pro 10. I just wasn't interested. So by this point in the video, you've probably picked up on why I am using Davinci Resolve and why I'm not using Premiere Pro, and not really anything against Final Cut. I just wasn't interested. So let me tell you the main reasons why Davinci Resolve was attractive to me and why I'm still loving it a year later. If you're wondering why I keep choosing these absolutely atrocious lighting situations, well, I want to know what HLG can do. So why Davinci Resolve? Well, the two big ones were because I wanted to free myself of Adobe's monthly subscription, and I did. And then I wanted to have a stable editing software, which I now have. So, problem solved. But then there were bonuses. So, what are some of those bonus features? Well, it's silly things. This should be basic, right? So, you can edit H.264 and H.265 footage in 4K on most machines using Davinci in real time. Honestly, I have had no problems on my mid-level 2017 MacBook Pro, and if you're using software or if you're using hardware that's older than that, then they have ways to optimize the software so that you can play it back in real time. I could never do that with Premiere Pro. As much as I optimized it, it just would not play back 4K footage, especially not H.265, and I'm so happy with that. Also, right when I got into Davinci, there were some small features that really blew me away. And there are a bunch of these, but two of the big ones was that I could ripple my timeline with speed changes on clips. So if I speed a clip up or if I slow it down, it ripples the timeline to match. And I could never figure out how to do that in Premiere. I asked and found forums and no help. And I loved that. And also, I could put output blanking on my timeline and edit using different aspect ratios without having to download or insert letterboxes or anything like that. And it was just so nice to be able to do that so quickly. It's built right into the software. I can put it on a shortcut key, turn it off right before I export. It's beautiful. Okay, now for the last two reasons, and these are the biggest ones. The color grading power of Davinci Resolve. It has been the industry standard for color grading for a long time, or one of the industry leaders in color grading. And I really wanted to level up my color grading. So that's probably the main reason I didn't even take interest in Final Cut Pro, was because I know you don't have as much control, and Davinci you do, and there's a lot of support for color grading in Davinci. So yeah, but now my number one reason for using Davinci, something that I love and it cannot be underestimated, is the render times. The exporting out of Davinci is always 1-to-1 or faster. I've never had it be slower unless I'm using really heavy effects. So yeah, I just can't tell you how much that makes an impact on my work, because with Premiere I would work and then export, and it took so long that I would not want to export again. And so if I looked at it and I thought, oh, there's little tweaks here and there, I would just say, well, it's good enough. And it's good enough is not something I want to be saying about my videos and my artwork. And so yeah, with Davinci I'll just render it and I'll watch it and I'll try it again, and I'll just keep tweaking things until I really have a product I love. And that's huge for a creator. I just can't overstate how valuable that is. And that is by far one of my favorite things, or the favorite thing about Davinci. So that's it. I hope this video looks okay. I hope it sounded okay. It's been fun. I'm excited to edit HLG, and yeah, that's why I use Davinci Resolve. I'll see you in the next video.